Hi, West Texas. Thanks for sticking with us on this Election Day night. I'm Bert Saint-Pierre, and happy Saturday. Polls closed at 7 this evening. Let's take a live look at the count in Tom Green County. Ballot counters continuing to work hard at this hour, and we've got an update on results to share with you. The numbers we're about to show you are from early and absentee voting, as well as partial Election Day voting. Let's start in San Angelo. The race for mayor has 5 candidates battling it out. Tom Thompson is in the lead. He's received just over 53% of the vote. Trinidad Aguirre sits in second place, just over 23% of the vote for him. Gary Jenkins has nearly 18% of the vote and sits in third place. Juan Acevedo has almost 4% of the total vote, and Josh Burleson is approaching the 3% mark. Now to the city council races in single-member District 2. Dudra Butler and Joe Self are neck and neck, both with 35% of the vote. John Barrio is closing in on them, nearing the 30% mark. In District 4, a matchup between Patrick Keeley and Jamal Shumpert. Keeley has just over 66% of the vote. Now, there are 2 bond proposals on the ballot as well. Proposition A would earmark millions for extensive renovations at the city's Coliseum. So far, 53% of voters have voted in favor of the bond proposal. San Angelo ISD has a ballot proposal of its own that's also seen on the ballot as Prop A. It would designate millions for infrastructure, safety, and security upgrades at schools across the city. As you can see, 56% of voters are in favor of Prop A. Now let's head to the Key City, where 2 city council races are on the ballot. 3 candidates are battling it out to represent Place 5. Kyle McAllister sits in first with nearly 50% of the vote. Miguel Espinoza isn't too far behind. He's got just over 43% of the vote. And Cynthia Alvidrez is approaching the 7.5% mark of the vote. Now to Place 6. That's a matchup between Tammy Fogel and Travis Craver. Craver is ahead at the moment with nearly 64% of the vote. Abilene voters have also been voting for or against a ballot issue. Proposition A would earmark millions of dollars to help pay for extensive renovations at Abilene Regional Airport. As you can see, just over 52% of voters have voiced support for Prop A. Back in San Angelo, the bond election for renovations to the newly named CRC Roofers Coliseum has been brewing behind the scenes for years. Now, with voters waiting for the final results, we discuss why some feel the facility is in need of a major facelift. Sean Humphrey joins us live in studio and has more. Hi, Sean.
Bert, hello. The Coliseum opened in 1958, and Rodeo Association officials say the upgrades are long overdue. This year's San Angelo Rodeo is in our rearview mirror, but they say tonight's numbers could have a lasting impact on the event's future.
And this meeting is officially called to order.
It's the home of one of the largest, highest-paying rodeos in the world, and the city's biggest annual event. For years, the San Angelo Rodeo has been the hottest ticket in town. But an impossible surge for seating reveals a glaring issue.
The facility is subpar. Let's just, point it out to where it is.
City Council voted unanimously to approve a bond election for renovations to the aging San Angelo Coliseum. If it passes, $41,660,000 would go toward improvements. That includes an exterior overhaul and video boards outside the facility. Officials say the proposed interior improvements, which would double seating, are essential, and that current conditions are a bad look for the rodeo and the city.
With the persona that we have the greatest rodeo in the country, and then when people come here, it's a little bit of a downer when you can't even get into the restroom.
The proposal includes 254 lavatories and 100 urinals, which Executive Director Justin Jonas hopes will cut down long lines during performances. And without upgrades, he says the rodeo's bells and whistles aren't enough.
We have been doing the best we can to dress up that Coliseum every year to have a rodeo. And basically, we're kind of running out of makeup.
The price tag would go to San Angelo residents, an expected $4 increase in property taxes for a $150,000 home. As it stands, the stock show and rodeo bring in an economic impact upwards of $75 million per year. The mayor says the possible post-renovation returns are worth the tax hike, even with SAISD expected to ask for a bond of its own.
If you do nothing, you get nothing. You have to invest back into your community. You must invest back into your facilities in order to get money brought into this city.
If the measure doesn't pass, the Rodeo Association wouldn't be able to try again for at least 3 years. That's why Jonas says the time is now.
There's something that we have to do before we start deteriorating so much that it starts hurting the rodeo and in return hurting the economic impact to the city.
The election is May 3rd, and all eyes will be on the voters. Sean Humphrey, Fox West Texas.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. Remember to head on over to our website, foxwtx.com, for all the latest Election Day updates. We'll be back in just a little while with another look at the results. We'll see you then.